obviously a slow start, only one touchdown in the game. What was Kentucky doing, maybe defensively, to throw you guys off a bit?
Yeah, they were patiently sitting there watching us screw up, and then whipping our offensive line. You know, I thought we went out there. You know, to be perfectly honest, I thought that I didn't think this week of practice was quite what it was versus A&M and Arkansas in particular on Tuesday and Wednesday. I thought both sides of the ball we tried to be too cute and act like we'd arrived or we'd done something, which of course obviously we haven't. I mean, you never arrive. You never arrive at anything. You know, I mean, I think about Jerry Rice running up and down that hill after he comes back from the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl. You know, I mean, you don't arrive. It's in some destination. This is, no, you keep battling, you keep competing, and we didn't do that. And what's important to win this game in particular is, first of all, we got out coached because, you know, we said a lot of very clever things all week long. And, you know, I mean, there's one thing to say something, but to get it across, to get it through to your players, to get it to, you know, where they follow, abide by it, and have a sense of urgency around it, I mean, that's definitely a different thing. And we did not get that message through. You know, we talked all about this, you know, everybody the same, you know, compete at the highest level you can, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, this game's tough enough that I think there's always a temptation to look for an opportunity to relax. And I thought offensively and defensively both, we tried to go out there and be too cute. That running back in particular just pounded us. We talked about playing with low pads and running our feet on contact. We didn't do that. We didn't tackle very well. And then, you know, offensive line, we took turns getting penalties and getting pressure. And then in the meantime, and virtually all of this is my fault because I run the offense. In the meantime, you know, we're trying to be too perfect, call these perfect little plays, you know, something, you know, quick, clever and all that. And I mean, look how long it took us to get a snap off. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Taking forever to get a snap off. I mean, that's insane. And that's us. And that's our fault. You know, not getting lined up, you know, not getting to play, and then not running it immediately and quickly. And, you know, and both of those things are things we did quite well the last 2 weeks prior to that. We didn't do that today. And you know, like I say, it's human nature, but you got to avoid it, and we didn't. You know, thinking and hoping it'd be easy, and then obviously, you know, Kentucky does a great job and have for quite some time. I mean, they went in there, they decided they were going to eat the clock up, which they're determined to do that, and even though we held them to not too many points and had a great play for a touchdown, you know, we pretty well let them convert a bunch of third downs and keep the ball. Then offensively, we took forever to snap it ourselves. So then we're eating more time off the clock to where we don't have very many opportunities, and we're not converting third downs particularly well. And we're doing the whole thing vacillating between my bad, innocent little misunderstandings, you know, all the stuff that, well, I didn't mean to do it and it could happen to anybody, but I'll pay closer attention next time. Oh yeah, we got a lot of that. And then all of a sudden we get frantic and then try to make too much happen. And so we definitely did that too. Played slow and then would get frantic and try to make too much happen. So as a result, a fine job on the part of the University of Kentucky. I wish that we had played better and put our best foot forward, which is our fault, and part of it is Kentucky kept us on the ropes and kept us frustrated, and they beat us.
Steve.
Coach, 2 trips to Lexington now, and just the 1 offensive touchdown. Is there any similarity between how that they've played you, and maybe what are you seeing that's causing you guys some trouble?
No, I don't think it's anything schematic. It's just us. We just got to focus and play. I don't know if we get distracted by the trip. We shouldn't. Or distracted by the stadium. We shouldn't. Or distracted by anything. I mean, we shouldn't get distracted by any of it. You know how they played their defense this year? Exactly like they did last year. And even a number of the people were the same people, too.
Steph.
Mike, you talked about the weekend practice, and you didn't think it kind of was what it was like A&M week. I guess, what did you see in those Tuesday, Wednesday practices? And I guess when you have a week like that, how do you try to overcome it when it comes game time to still be able to pull out a win?
Yeah, you keep pushing the message. There's a point to where key players in the locker room got to help you push it and all that. But as coaches, we just got to find another way to get through. I mean, you got messages only count if they're received.
Steph.
Kind of on the other side of the ball there, it seems like that. I mean, they had like 240 rushing yards or something like that. They were winning up front. What do you think they were doing with their running game that maybe created some difficulties for you guys on defense?
I think they were playing with lower pads than we were. I think they ran their feet on contact. I think they consistently whipped our defensive line with their offensive line. And then that running back, he played as good a game as I've seen, to be perfectly honest, anybody play in the conference so far this year. That I haven't played everybody, but he played the best of any back that I've seen in the conference. And I didn't think we tackled as well as we've been tackling either.
Steve.
Coach, how do you think Will maybe handled the moment and handled the environment here? How would you kind of characterize his demeanor in his play today?
Frantic, tried to make too much happen, which, I mean, he had some help. I mean, I'm searching for how I could have settled him down, but then also, I think that the thing between, the other players, other positions, not holding up there and make his job tougher as well. But the thing is I think that he didn't play his best game either. I think, I don't have like a position. I think our problems were symptomatic team wide.
Mike, you guys.
I don't think we handled the last 2 weeks of success very well. I think we got fat, dumb, and happy when, you go through the schedule like we've had. It's tempting to do that, but the thing is that's the last thing you can afford to do.
You guys get the pick six there from Forbes, but that was a long drive already for your defense, and right away the defense comes out and allows a score. I guess, did you notice maybe some fatigue there, even though you did get the pick six?
I didn't. My sympathy level on it would rank somewhere below 0. First of all, they played 70 plays, which is not that many plays. Now, the fact that we only allowed ourselves 47 plays on offense, that's a different problem as well. I mean, how the hell can you call yourself an offense and score the points we did and only have 47 plays? Well, you got to convert first downs and move the sticks. No, I didn't feel sorry for them at all. I mean, we had them in third down situations and didn't get them off the field. Sometimes we kept them out of the end zone, but we didn't get them off the field. Defenses are supposed to be able to play 70 plays. And then the other thing is, and I think this business is laughable, everybody practices football, wants to play football, says somehow a defense needs to get off the field. Defense has total control of whether they get off the field. Stop them. Why do offenses need to be on the field and defenses need to get off the field? Defense can get off the field. Stop them.
You talked there about the coming off the wins, the success you guys had the last few weeks. I guess, how irritating is that with an experienced team that guys were handling success in that type of way?
Somehow, I mean, they better figure out what type of player they want to be. I mean, everything is on film. I mean, there might be somebody dig through and find this film, 200 years from now, and if they compare it with the other films, they're going to like the other films a hell of a lot better than this one.
Last one, David.
The offensive touchdown drive, when you went up tempo, everything started clicking. Was that what this offense should have been able to do all night?
Yeah, that's basically how it's been, in some form or fashion the last 2 weeks. And we had every opportunity to do that. And then, it'd be a variety of things, everything from forced balls to false starts to, holds and just the whole thing. I mean, no, we never got in a rhythm and never played together.
I guess for both you guys, Coach had just said that, he wasn't too pleased with the week of practice that you guys had, leading up to this. I mean, is there anything that you guys noticed from practice that maybe, wasn't the same of what you guys had? I think you used the A&M game as an example of when it was a good practice.
I just don't think it was quite to our standard. I mean, I think it's kind of easy to maybe relax when you've maybe won 3 games in a row in this league, but it definitely wasn't up to our standard. So, this should definitely wake us up. We have to come ready to practice tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Bookie, offensively, they ran the football at times pretty much at will. Why were they so successful running the football?
Just the offense really had a good running game. We didn't prepare that much. We didn't prepare that good for the run, apparently. So you just got to get back in the book and just stop running next time.
Well, for you guys offensively, what were they doing? What was Kentucky doing on defense to maybe make things tougher for you guys? And I guess how much of the blame for the production you put on yourself for that?
I mean, all of the blame goes on me. It comes with playing the position, and I kind of learned that a long time ago. But you have to give a lot of credit to Coach Stoops. He does a really good job. He has a really good defense. They have some really good players that play really hard. You trying to keep everything in front of them, and they're going to make you go on long drives. I didn't have my best stuff tonight, but everything that happened tonight falls on me.
Well, Coach said that there were some people that were a little bit frantic and tried to do a little bit too much, and really on kind of both sides of the football. Did you notice anything different about your team today, their approach on the field, and maybe they weren't quite ready for this moment?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, definitely pregame before the locker room in the hotel. Definitely think everybody was ready to play. Sometimes you just come out, you don't have your stuff. I think tonight was one of those nights. So we got to put it behind us.
Will, you kind of mentioned, the success that you guys had the last few weeks. I guess as a veteran guy, what do you maybe say to some of the guys on the team to not get too high after the A&M game, the Arkansas game, and then have a result like this after that?
Yeah, I mean, you can't ever get too high in this league because you're gonna have to turn around and go do it again next week. You can't get too low because you're gonna have to go on the road and play Alabama next week. So it's got to be a healthy balance. So we gotta get back up right, and we gotta have a great week of practice.
Steve.
Boogie, I know they possessed the ball a lot, but they didn't run maybe a lot of plays more than normal. I mean, how do you feel like you guys kind of held up late in that ball game?
I just think they should. My bad. I'm sorry. I just think they got the best of us. At the end of the day, they won, we lost, so it's just back to the drawing board. We're gonna do a lot. We're gonna do a lot this week though.
I guess, Bookie, kind of along those lines, Coach had just said that he thought Chris Rodriguez, our running back, had one of the better games he's seen, from a running back in this conference. Would you see, what made him, I guess, so hard to defend?
He'll powerful back, big back. He can run it too, so had a little speed. I give it to him. He was running the ball today, so we just got to prepare better.
All right, we're going to go, David, that's going to be our last one.
Bookie, what was their offensive line doing, defense, state's defensive line linebackers? Because every replay showed you basically being stood up, and then he's able to get around.
I just think D-line was doing their job, that's on the linebackers, and have a secondary to fill the holes that D-line created for us. We just weren't filling the holes tonight, and we just got to work on it.
All right, thank you guys.